Hi guys, day 203 of Peter and Doxie sailing from New South Wales to Queensland and back. Well, we're working on the back part right now, but anyway, it is a work in progress. Still in Tin Can Bay, awaiting weather to improve. We've been here for a few days. If you haven't been watching, on our way south back home to New South Wales, and I had good runs from Keppel Bay, so Great Keppel Marina, not Great Keppel Marina, Keppel Bay Marina, near Yeppoon. So I ran from there to Cape Capricorn to Pancake Creek, Pancake Creek to, where did I go from Pancake Creek? Yes, Port Bundaberg, and then Port Bundaberg to Hervey Bay. Now, I managed those runs back to back, so I made quite a bit of progress in those few days, and you kind of get used to that, but now the weather's turned on us, and then we've been stuck here in Tin Can Bay for a few days now, and it'll be a few days more. Basically, there is a heat wave going on here in Queensland at the moment, and it's generating a lot of thunderstorms and unsettled weather. If you hadn't watched a previous video, the leg from Port Bundaberg to Hervey Bay featured me getting caught in a thunderstorm out in the middle there somewhere off Elliot Heads, I think it was, which was a whole lot of fun and something I'd like to avoid in the future. But yeah, it's just one of those things that happen. So waiting for that cycle to end. The plan on the mud map plan at the moment is to leave here early on Monday morning, get through the Wide Bay Bar on the morning high tide, and then make our way directly to Peel Island, Horseshoe Bay, which is at the bottom of Moreton Bay, which is the bay that Brisbane basically is on. So we'll be passing Brisbane to the south end of Moreton Bay, everything being equal, and then on to Southport in the Gold Coast, where Trevor, my brother, who is with me now, will more than likely get off and go home because he's got things to do. So that'll be a great help. It's Navionics is telling me that it's around about a day and 7 hours, but with two of us on board, that shouldn't be a problem. So anyway, that is the plan at the moment. It is Thursday, so days to go yet before that rolls around, and we'll just be watching the forecast for any changes. So anyway, let's see what the day brings before I ramble on through this whole video. That's super cute, isn't it? Wonder how it would handle. Obviously okay. Anyway, we're going to head out to the shops, get a couple of things. We're supposed to get 35, feels like 40 today, but the high cloud seems to be just holding it back so far. Anyway, let's go and get the car. Okay, this is the Marina courtesy car. Get to use it for 2 hours. Yeah, you can't go further than Kalula or the local area, but that's fair. And you don't even have to fill it up with petrol afterwards. Okay, so it's coming to the end of Thursday, and yeah, as you saw, we went out in the courtesy car again today to the shops, got a couple of things, forgot a whole lot of things as normal, but that's okay, that's just how you do it. So we've just had a lovely time with a couple from the sailing vessel Tinan, and we've basically been looking at the conditions and decided that tomorrow actually looks like a good opportunity to make the next stage down to the south. So high tide is 1:40 at the Wide Bay Bar. The recommended time is about from 12 o'clock onwards to start the crossing, and that way basically we're going into a fairly slack tide, highest possible water, but no tide conflict basically as it starts rushing out. So we'll get the most depth and the least turbulence is the theory. So we're thinking probably to leave the marina here at about 9:30 tomorrow morning. That'll get us to Inskip probably around about 11:30. If we're getting there too quickly, we can always slow down, and to be ready to run the gauntlet, as it were. Go down the mad mile, all those things. So anyway, we've had a good chat about it, looked at the conditions, and the preferred was to get down into Moreton Bay. Moreton Bay is the bay that Brisbane sits on. Further down in Moreton Bay to Peel Island, but there is the likelihood of some thunderstorms on the evening of the day after tomorrow, and I'm going to try and think what day that is. Sunday, I guess. Saturday. I don't know which way is up, never mind anything else. So I've just checked with Scarborough Marina at Redcliffe in Brisbane, and they have availability for us if we need to go in. So I'm thinking that we might be able to slide in there before the thunderstorms hit, if they do. And if they look like they've disappeared from the forecast, we could always continue on. So either way, we've got some options, and moving south obviously is very much a priority, but not such a priority that will go out in stupid conditions. Talking of which, we've got a thunderstorm cell inland, which has been threatening for a little while now, but it hasn't eventuated yet. At least it's cooled down a bit, because obviously the precursor cloud and all that sort of stuff has given us some protection from the sun. So we will wait and see what happens this evening. But meanwhile, we'll just sit here and relax. Well, it's evening now. Thunderstorms were sort of coming towards us. You can see a little bit of activity up here. We can hear thunder in the distance. Mind you, we can hear machine gun fire in the distance too from the military area across the river there. So I think we're going to escape the worst. We might get a bit of rain, but there's no actual thunderstorm heading in this direction at this time. Well, certainly trying to do a bit of storming. It's quite decent rolls of thunder actually, and lightning, but it's in the distance thankfully. So far so good. Little breeze coming in now, because the breeze stopped and the humidity just went through the roof. So hopefully we can at least drop that temperature a bit. But let's not have any local thunder and lightning. So the evening wears on. We had a little bit of thunder and lightning. Actually, it was quite intense, but for the fact that it was a long way off, so it was quite weird. It was really seriously deep, rolling thunder, and quite amazing streaks of lightning across the sky. But yeah, the distance obviously between the lightning and the thunder meant it was not overhead, thankfully, so that's all good. We're getting a little bit of a smattering of rain at the moment, just dripping, drizzling, whatever you want to call it. It's cooled down the air a little bit, but yeah, it's still pretty sticky. So anyway, nothing other exciting. The plan now is probably, as I said before, we're going to leave Tin Can Bay around about 9:30. Aiming to be at Inskip around about midday, where we will start our crossing of the Wide Bay Bar. So high tide is 13:40. So VMR, the Voluntary Marine Rescue here at Tin Can Bay, said from 12 o'clock onwards is good. You basically want to be out there by the time the tide changes. So that should achieve that. And then we'll head south to Brisbane at this stage, looking at going to perhaps Scarborough Marina, which will probably take us about 24 hours or so. So it depends what kind of a run we have. The winds look pretty good from the north, not overly strong. So yeah, we'll see what kind of a run we get. But there are thunderstorms, and I probably said this before, so apologise. But yeah, there are thunderstorms forecast for Saturday afternoon in Brisbane, which is why I've chosen the marina. rather than sort of finding an anchorage somewhere, just to be on the safe side. Anyway, it's time to retire for the night, as it were. So thank you for following along, and this is Dawn Raider, out.